Hello students, this is Dr. Hemendra Sharma from Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow. Today I am going to teach you something on entrepreneurship and small business management, and today the topic which I will be beginning with would be government in schemes and incentives for the promotion of entrepreneurship. So like as we all are aware nowadays or from the quite past few years, government is too much promoting the concept of entrepreneurship. It is basically the relying on the jobs or relying on the dependency on the for livelihood. The government wants to turn around that concept of Indians. The concept basically is overall just with the comparison of China, where there is wholesale discrimination or dependency on the entrepreneurship. That is why there are more and more ancillary or the manufacturing units. So that is the same thing, and for that, for the promotion of entrepreneurship, government is promoting or providing the finance and providing the all technical assistance also for the coming entrepreneurs. If you have got certain skills, you have got certain ideas, you have got certain willingness, so government is also there to help us out. So to begin with, let us first understand as to what the government is providing and how it is going to benefit the but coming entrepreneurs or the future entrepreneurs. Government provides many types of incentives to entrepreneurs. These incentives helps to increase productivity. It acts as a motivating force for the entrepreneur. These incentives are categorized as concessions, subsidies, and bounties. Subsidies are a one-time lump sum amount given to the entrepreneur by the government. It is a financial help to cover the cost. Bounty is a financial help provided to an industry so that it can compete with other units of the country as well as any foreign industry in the name of same business. What are the aims and objectives of incentives? So as in the first paragraph, you can see the government is altogether providing you the incentives. Government is altogether providing you the financial aid in the form of subsidies or in the form of a bounty. So this is basically for the motivation for the entrepreneurs, that they will be getting the assistance, they will be getting the guidance, they will be getting the financial subsidy from the government as well. Moving further, the aims and objectives of incentives: to eliminate economic constraints. Entrepreneurs face many types of constraints, that is lack of adequate infrastructure, far-flung locations of supporting offices for projects, lack of related knowledge by entrepreneurs, vis-a-vis managerial know-how, market intelligence, etc. Thus, government incentives in the form of availability of power, concessional finance, capital investment, subsidies, transport subsidies, etc., aims at eliminating such constraints and promote entrepreneurship. So whenever we are developing the concept of entrepreneurship, or whenever we are looking forward to start our own venture, the few of the difficulties which comes forthrightly is how we are going to organize the infrastructure for setting up our enterprise. Where will be that particular enterprise would be, how far it will be from the reach of the consumer, and how will the labor capital or the raw material will be provided. So all these, how we are going to do further the selling of our finished goods. So all these guidance, all these technical aspects of the entrepreneurship are being taken care by the government, by guiding, by supporting them in the by providing them regular supply of power, by concessional finance, capital investment subsidies, transport subsidies, so that the areas which are somehow lacking in the development, or somehow lacking in the growth terms in the country, are going to see a very massive appeal by the government, to so that they can also take the risk, whereas the government will be taking care some part of the risk. They will be taking care by providing them the subsidies and all. Next point is to bring about regional parity in development. In our country, there is imbalance in the development across different regions. Some are well established and some are underdeveloped. In order to see that there is equal development of all the regions, government provides special incentives for establishing entrepreneurs in the backward regions. So as you can see, I was telling you that the locations which are still underdeveloped, or which are not seeing any employment opportunities, which are not seeing any growth, So those cities, those places, those states are going to get special incentives by the government so that equality of the regional parity development takes place. It should not be like that the country is growing, few of the states are growing, but the rest of the part of the country is not growing. So to maintain that equilibrium, to maintain that balance, to maintain that parity, government is providing special schemes, special provisions for the areas which are underdeveloped or which are not seeing the establishment or the growth in their particular places. To enhance competitive capability, in this competitive world, small scale enterprises established by entrepreneurs face stiff competition from big firms. If they are not provided appropriate support from the government, then they cannot survive and grow. Thus, certain incentives are required. For example, reservation policy, price preference, preferential purchase, etc., help to improve their competitive strength. Entrepreneurs in the present globalized market economies are the engine of economic development. Due to their private ownership for majority of cases, entrepreneurial spread their flexibility and adaptability and also their capability to react to challenges and changing environments. Enterprises lead to sustainable growth and employment generation in a significant manner. Enterprises, especially small and medium enterprises, are considered to have a strategic importance in national economy for many reasons. Therefore, government helps enterprises, including small and medium ones, by supporting entrepreneurs. By doing so, it is possible to create new job positions, increase gross domestic product, and rising living standard of population. Government provides support to entrepreneurs in the following ways. Training. So as you can see, to increase the competitive capability, government is, certain providing certain incentives to the small scale enterprises, basically to, face the competition which they are getting from the large firms or the big firms. So in the current globalized market, if you see, economies are the engine of economic development. Not only that, majority of entrepreneurial spirit and flexibility and adaptability gets tarnished because of the challenges which they face in the current scenario, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of transport, in terms of finance, in terms of capital, in terms of selling, in terms of market intelligence, in terms of coping with the competition. So all these things are going to be taken care and are going to be entitled for that by creating certain new job positions. And it also going to get the subsidy to get the benefit by the government in terms of technical know-how. For that, certain provisions are being made to impart that. The first is training. Basic training varies from product to product, but will necessarily emphasize on sharpening of entrepreneurial skills. So as in the previous slides, we have discussed about the entrepreneurial institutes, to enhance that, to make them aware about the benefits, to make them, to make them prepare for the challenges and to make them aware about how to get the things done in the marketplaces from the authorities, are all being taken care in the entrepreneurial institute. So in the continuation of that, if you see, training varies from product to product, but will necessarily emphasize on sharpening of entrepreneurial skills. In this regard, central and state governments technical institutions provide need-based technical training. Entrepreneurship development programs are conducted by many government organizations and non-government institutions. So as you can see, the government is providing the guidance and the know-how as to how to proceed with the things. And it is also product to product, it is also based to case. Like nowadays, if you see, the countries go moving towards to promote local, to to be vocal for local. So by this, the domestic products like pottery products, by your chicken products, your khadi products, your organic products, all these are going to get a boost from the country, as well as they will be getting the assistance from the government. Moving forward, marketing assistance. Government and non-government agencies provide marketing assistance to entrepreneurs. Government promotes MSME products through exhibitions, NSIC directly markets the MSME product in the national and international market. NSIC manages single point registration scheme for manufacturers for government purchases. Enterprises registered under this scheme obtain the benefit of free tender documents and exemption from earnest money deposit and your performance guarantee. So all these things are getting rid of, and the government agencies are guiding you not only domestically but also internationally. They are guiding you from manufacturer to the end users. They are helping you to go global. So all these things, marketing assistance, are provided by government and non-government agencies to entrepreneurs time to time. What is a promotional scheme? Government provides highest preference for development of MSME by formulating and implementing conducive policies and government schemes. Government provides development land and sheds on actual cost basis with appropriate infrastructure. The government has designed the special schemes for specific purposes such as quality upgradation, common facilities, entrepreneurship development, and consultancy services at minimal charges. The government provides financial support to entrepreneurs to obtain ISO 9000 certificate by providing up to 75% of actual cost with maximum ceiling of 75,000. So as you can see, the government is, very much developing the policies and their vision statements so that it is being adopted, and it is very much conducive to the current environment for the MSME or to the small scale enterprises. Not only that, if you want to get a certification for ISO 9000, they are also taking or bearing the cost up to the 75% of the actual cost. So by all these things, or by this promotional scheme, as you can see, the government is doing the best whatever they can. They are not only providing you the sheds or the infrastructure facilities, but also at a very minimal cost or on actual basis, because the government has in itself got too many infrastructure which are lying vacant or which are of no use. So government can government is also providing that to the coming entrepreneurs, or under the scheme of PPP, that is public private partnership. So nowadays, if you see the scenario which was 10 to 15 years back, is altogether has got a drastic change. It's all together get has transformed from the current scenario. The next point is your concession in the excise duty. Government provides exemption to MSME units for a particular level of annual turnover from paying excise duty. The limit of turnover is variable. So it's basically like if you are up to a tune of 75 lakhs to or 50 lakhs to 1 crore, there is an exemption. If you go to the beyond to a particular capacity, then there is a very minimal excise duty. So there are variations, and it solely depends on the your annual turnover which the company is having, and government is providing the required concession on this particular terms as well. Credit facility. Credit to micro, medium, and small scale sector is covered under priority sector lending by banks. Small Industries Development Bank of India, that is SIDB, is mainly responsible for implementing various schemes of providing financial support to small entrepreneurs. Loans are also provided to small entrepreneurs by scheduled banks without collateral security. This limit is variable. So basically, the responsibility of providing the financial assistance to the entrepreneurs for the small scale or to the MSME people is being taken care by SIDB. It is time to time providing the assistance, and that assistance amount is altogether different. It varies it because it vary reason for the variation is because the figures and the details, or the project turnovers or the vision of the project is different, and it varies. So due to that, it provides the variations in the credit facility. The different schemes which are being run or governed by the state government are mentioned over here. So as we can see, apart from the central government, there are some state government schemes also for the development of the entrepreneurs, for the development of small scale enterprises and MSME enterprises. So to have a glimpse of that, all the state governments also provide technical and other support services to small enterprises through their Directorate of Industries and District Industries Center. In general, all the state government extend support of following types: deferment suspension of sales tax, PAR subsidy, capital investment subsidies to new enterprises established in some selected districts, margin money seed capital assistance schemes, priority in providing power connection, water connection, technical and consultancy support. So as you can see, the state governments are providing the varied type of varied type of assistance, varied type of subsidies to the entrepreneurs in various different heads, from power connection or the power water connection to the marginal money or the seed capital for the scheme, technical support or the consultancy support, power subsidy, suspension of or deferment of sales tax, or are being taken care by the state government. Details of state incentives provided by Uttar Pradesh government to entrepreneurs. So what is the incentives provided by the Uttar Pradesh government to the entrepreneurs? For all-round development of any state, it is necessary that resultant economic and social benefits of development reach all sections of society. The policies and planning of the state should be such that there is improvement in the living standard of people across all sections to enable them to lead a dignified life. Based on this principle, the state government will strive to create an environment that is conducive to development of infrastructure, industry as well as trade. Infrastructure and industrial development is key to the development of the state. Therefore, the state government will accord the highest priority to infrastructure and industrial development by creating an enabling environment for industrial development and investment attraction. In addition to this, the state government will partner with private sector in the implementation of various infrastructure projects. To maintain an average growth of 10% in state gross domestic product, large-scale investments will be required in manufacturing, infrastructure and services sector, both by public and private sectors. To achieve the objective set in the 12th five-year plan, the pace of industrial development will have to be accelerated. To accomplish this, it is necessary that industry-friendly reforms are implemented. Uttar Pradesh, on account of its population of 200 million, is not only the largest and most important state of India, but also the largest consumer market of the country. All-inclusive development of such an extensive state is extremely important for development of the country. Hence, development of the state economy and resultant purchasing power in turn benefits the industrial establishments of the entire country. Like most other states of India, Uttar Pradesh also has a largely agriculture-based economy. Agriculture provides employment to 70% of the workforce of the state, and its contribution to the state's GDP is around 25%. It is the leading state in the production of various agriculture commodities and raw materials. The basic introduction resources of requirement for industries like land and water are present in ample quantity in the state. Minerals and livestock are sufficiently available in the state. As required by the industry, skilled and unskilled human resource is abundantly available in Uttar Pradesh. There is a wide network of roads and railways across the state, along with air transport services at various places. It is an established principle that for advanced development, structural changes in the economy are required from agriculture to industry, and thereafter from industry to services sector, from primary to secondary sector to tertiary sector. Therefore, the policy of any development-oriented state should give impetus to promotion of industry as well as infrastructure facilities and employment generation. Accordingly, in the new policy, special emphasis has been laid on encouraging investment both in infrastructure and industry. What is the vision of the Uttar Pradesh government regarding the development of entrepreneurship? To establish Uttar Pradesh as the most preferred destination for investment by attracting investors, thereby accelerating the economic growth and creating vast employment opportunities, resulting in qualitative improvement in the living standard of people. The objectives of the government of Uttar Pradesh for the promotion of entrepreneurship. It is proposed to achieve the following objectives through the new infrastructure and industrial investment policy to achieve industrial policy growth rate of 11.2% per annum aligned with the target of 10% per annum growth in state gross domestic product as envisaged in the 12th 5-year plan to accelerate industrial development in the state, creation of congenial industrial environment and high-end infrastructure facilities to attract investment in the state, to further strengthen the existing industrial capacity in the state, to create new employment opportunities across all economic sectors, eradicating regional industrial imbalance by uniformly extending the benefits of investment to all geographical areas of the state. Qualitative enhancement of skill and capacity of human resources of the state are few of the objectives which you have seen of the government of Uttar Pradesh. What is the strategy followed by the government of Uttar Pradesh? It is developing the infrastructure facilities, it is improving the industrial environment, it is encouraging the MSME sector, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. It is providing the financial incentives and exemptions to attract investment, developing the skill and capacity of human resources to enhance their employability. It is also helping in the formulation of special policies for promotion of thrust areas. Implementation and monitoring of the policy. Time-bound implementation of the policy will be ensured by issuance of required government orders and rules, etc., by the departments concerned. Implementation of the policy will be regularly monitored by a high-level committee constituted for this purpose. Support to the micro, small and medium enterprises in Uttar Pradesh to effectively enforce Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Act 2006. Department of Small Scale Industries will be rechristened as Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Department. The MSME have a vital role in employment generation. Moreover, these enterprises deliver multiple kinds of goods and services that are essential for society. State government will nurture this sector in consonance with heavy industries in a balanced manner. Both sectors will be developed as complementary to each other. Traditional industries have existed in the state for centuries and they have significantly contributed towards conservation and expansion of entrepreneurship in rural areas. Not only are they backbone of provincial economy, they also contribute a large share to exports from the state. These industries will be strengthened and made competitive by providing active support in management, product branding, quality certification, research and development, technology, packaging, benchmarking, designing, and marketing. Responsibilities of the small scale industries, micro, small, and medium enterprises department will be defined in a way so that it helps in a smooth implementation of schemes and acts as a partner for resolution of entrepreneurs' problems. It will be ensured that the state avails utmost benefit for the central government schemes. Holders of Memorandum 1 or Memorandum 2 will be provided with optimal advantages of the central government schemes like cluster development, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program or Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Srijan Karyakram, side industrial infrastructure upgradation scheme, quality improvement scheme for establishing pollution prevention plans, registration of intellectual property rights and geographical indicators, credit guarantee, marketing assistance, skill development, management development, barcoding, etc. And in the area of classified industries such as textile, hosiery, leather footwear, food processing, etc. Maximum benefits of the central government schemes will be channelized to the entrepreneurs in the state. Through this, it will also be ensured that MSME sector of Uttar Pradesh gains a competitive edge in exports. A special cell will be created in the Directorate of Industries for the implementation of the central government schemes, under which an officer in charge will be appointed for every scheme. In this cell, as and when required, services of external experts would be obtained for financial management, project management, and monitoring. To augment the effectiveness of the marketing system of handicraft sector, direct purchasing schemes under the arrangement of exhibitions of manufactured goods will be implemented by corporation and private sector. Skills of handicraft artisans will be improved and new designs would be made available to them. Under the state scheme, based on proper valuation of handicraft products, their selling price would be determined and they would be sold on the basis of commission. Under this scheme, provision will be made for artisans to provide advance amount proportionate to their goods produced so that they do not face working capital scarcity. Assistance will be provided to artisans for the marketing of their handicrafts. Various kinds of handicrafts are produced in the state, but due to lack of proper marketing mechanism, they do not get profitable price. Therefore, support would be extended to artisans for participation in different fairs by reimbursing the rent charges of stalls and assisting them in ferrying their exhibits to such expositions. This will enable the handicraft artisan of the state to smoothly market their products. A scheme to develop city hard kind of markets in Kanpur, Allahabad, Varanasi, Agra and Lucknow, cover towns will be implemented where both display and sale facilities will be made available to industrial units, particularly to micro, small and medium enterprises. These HARTs would be developed under the management of private sector. Modernization and technological development of micro, small, and medium enterprises would be encouraged. In this regard, schemes will be implemented to provide loans at lower interest rates to entrepreneurs. Arrangements will be for MSME 29 made to provide maximum benefit of central government and technology upgradation schemes and other such schemes to the entrepreneurs of the state. State level financial institutions will be revived for financing MSME, through which implementation of the central government and the state government schemes will be ensured. Non-polluting micro and small enterprises which operate without deforming or harming the form of buildings and which do not pollute land, water and atmosphere will be allowed to be run in residential areas. In this respect, Pollution Control Department in consultation with Small Industries Department will declare the list of such non-polluting enterprises. Enterprises which are non-polluting and which do not cause damage to buildings will also be allowed in multi-story apartment. As is the case for residential apartments, rules will be framed for sale and renting of industrial buildings. Necessary provisions will be made in building by laws, regulations for the construction of such buildings. What is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program? Government of India has approved a new credit-linked subsidy program known as Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. It has been done by merging the two schemes that were in process till 31st of March 2008, especially Prime Minister's Rozgar Yojana and Rural Employment Generation Program, that were meant for creation of employment opportunities through establishment of small enterprises in rural and metropolitan areas. PMEGP will serve as a central sector scheme to which shall be administered and monitored directly by the Ministry of MSME. The scheme shall be implemented and governed by KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, which is a statutory organization under the administrative control of the MSME as a single nodal agency at the national level. Whereas at the state level, the state KVIC directorates, state Khadi and Village Industries boards, and district industries centers, as well as banks, will implement the scheme. The government subsidy under the scheme will be routed by KYC through the recognized banks to the entrepreneurs in their bank account. Objectives of the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. The chief objective of the scheme is to produce more and more employment opportunities in both rural as well as urban areas of the country. For this purpose, setting up of new self-employment ventures, projects, micro enterprises shall also be done. It also aims at bringing together a widely isolated traditional rural and urban youth seeking employment and providing them self-employment opportunities. Through the scheme, the government wishes to provide a sustainable employment to a large segment of traditional rural and urban employed youth in the nation and thereby to help them. It is also an attempt to increase the earning capability of rural and urban youth. So as you can see, all these assistance and guidance from the state as well as the central government is being provided under the various departments like the MSME department or the Ministry of MSME, by the KVIC, the Khadi and Village Industries Commission, the District Industries Center, the Khadi and Village Industries Board. So all these are being designed in such a way so that the entrepreneurs can get a wide benefit in the promotion and they get all the required support from the government. The provisions for getting the pollution board approval or different approvals are also being flexible enough. They are also being made in consideration that if the enterprise is not polluting the land, water and atmosphere, they can even be run by their residential in the residential areas or in their own house independent or in the residential apartments. So by all these schemes, the government is not only showcasing their willingness to support the entrepreneurs, but boosting the morale of the employ entrepreneurs so that more of the job employment opportunities and the boost to the state and the central economy can be made. Thank you.